Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen unhinged, we have seen delusional, and we've seen toxicity coming from the Scream 6, aka Melissa Barrera simp army. But we had no idea just how fickle some of these people can be until today. One minute you are a beloved member of the Core 4 and living your best life, and the next you are sent packing by some of the most out-of-touch people on the internet simply by just existing. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
So Scream 5 and 6 star Mason Gooding will star opposite Olivia Holt in what is being described as a horror rom-com. Now you might be asking yourselves, why are you reporting on this, and does anybody really give a shit? Well, for a majority of the sane people in the world, the answer is most likely no.
I don't care!
This is a casting announcement that would have came and went on most days without anyone batting an eye. But unfortunately, it's not that simple when there are groups of people on the internet who feel like everyone should bend to their will and follow their one-sided ideology. The truth is that Mason Gooding was looked at as an ally by most of these people just one day ago. An ally for what, exactly? Nobody really knows. But that's the way that these people think in the social media bubbles that they've created for themselves. The reason that this announcement has a lot of these people in a full-on meltdown right now is because this project is being set up at Spyglass. That's right, the company that chose to not bring Melissa Barrera back for Scream 7 after her controversial social media posts. Now I want to be very clear. Where you stand on this issue that she was speaking out about is irrelevant, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion on this subject if you choose to have one. The problem is that not everyone approached this situation in the same level-headed manner that I just did. In typical social media fashion, everyone was forced to take a side. And if you were on the other side, or even perceived to be on the other side, you would face the wrath of Melissa's simp army. These people who pretended to care about Scream as a franchise before it became convenient for them to boycott the studio that now owns that iconic franchise.
Not in my movie.
Now you are very much entitled to do with your money what you please. The problem is when you go out of your way to harass people who do not feel the same way as you. In their sick and twisted minds, if you go and watch a movie that was produced by Spyglass, or if God forbid, you choose to work with Spyglass, you are the enemy. And you are more than deserving of threats and harassment because of it.
I'm like, what do you say f*** me for?
Now, I've already talked extensively about how vile these people were towards Neve Campbell when she decided to return to the franchise that she helped build. But I did not foresee them turning on one of their beloved Core 4. Now, I wouldn't call myself a massive Mason Gooding fan by any means, but I'm sure he is a decent enough actor who just had the misfortune of being in one of the absolute worst movies I've ever seen in my lifetime. So who is to say what he is capable of when he has better material to work with? To my knowledge, this would also be his first starring role, which could be huge for his career. And these people on social media wanted him to throw that opportunity away to validate their feelings. Make it make sense. It would be fine if they just expressed their disappointment with his decision. But in typical simp fashion, they had to take it to an extreme. Mason, you're a f***ing loser. Come here, Mason. I just want to talk to you. Does this count as a threat? I'm asking for a friend. And of course we have, he should be glad he deactivated. Meaning his Twitter account, I guess.
I'm scared. I'm shaking in my boots.
Whoa there, big fella. What exactly would you have done if he hadn't deactivated his Twitter account? Swarm his account and tell him how much of a sellout he is? Or maybe you would threaten him, bully him, or tell him that his whole career is a flop, or whatever it is that you people say constantly. Unfortunately for you guys, Mason Gooding most likely does not give a f*** about your opinion of him, which is precisely why he's probably not on social media to begin with, to avoid dipshit like you. If you need even further context as to why these people are so angry with Mason Gooding, this post should clear it up for you. Do not excuse Mason Gooding. Brother has not posted one thing about Palestine. He continues to work with Spyglass Zionists, by the way, and didn't care about his co-star getting fired for supporting Palestine. Mason Gooding, that Nepo baby.
Better
don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. It gets the
gross.
people going.
Now this is exactly the type of illogical reaction you would expect from someone who has no concept of reality. They expect Mason to make posts about this conflict and pretend to care about it in the way that they do. But they aren't stopping to think that maybe Mason isn't the type of guy to share his thoughts on such things. And just an FYI, making a post about this situation isn't really doing anything. Not everyone feels like they need to put on a show to gain these coveted cultural brownie points. Some people live normal lives not on social media. Also, yes, he continues to work with Spyglass, despite your feelings, because he is not obligated to change the course of his career to appease you. And saying that he doesn't care about his co-star getting fired is not true, and it's generalizing. First, as I've said before, his co-star was not fired because she never signed a contract. That's how contracts work.
Nobody likes a smartass, alright?
But on top of that, I'm sure that he's shown her support in other ways, in more private ways. Not everything needs to be broadcasted all across the internet to appease your delicate sensibilities. Bottom line, I think it's really unfortunate that some people are so one-sided in their thinking that they can't support someone who did absolutely nothing wrong. To make it even worse, it's literally someone you supported yesterday. If you abandon people at the first sign of them doing something that you don't agree with, it's going to be very difficult for you to keep anyone in your life. If you think that everything in reality is going to be like your social media echo chambers, and you're just going to sit around and circle jerk each other singing Kumbaya, then you have another thing coming. Worst of all, I think if your obsession, Melissa Barrera, knew about how you were treating people, I would venture a guess and say that she would not be overly pleased with your behavior. Do better.
Hello?
One-man army, Simps can't harm me, even when they mobilize and swarm me. Ever since I got my first threat put on me, I can't stop airing out your dirty laundry. Get a life before you threaten mine, I'm sick with this. Melissa Simps get ripped by my swift penmanship. Ever since I spit some about some nuts on the internet, I've been giving it 110%. 80% is me keeping the same energy. 20% is because I love to win, and 10's because I love being under your skin. Peace.
Y'all be cool. Right on.